Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another BTNeanderthal video. Today we are covering the brand new, as of 26 minutes ago, quarterly update for Diablo 4. Usually we got the Diablo 2 news and we just covered some of the 2.4 patch stuff. But now we have Diablo 4 news. So I'm very excited about this. This is obviously the future of my career. So let's go. Table of contents with the introduction, itemization, and paragon updates. Alright, paragon and itemization. Well, paragon confirmed. I didn't know if that was a thing already, but let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to the year-end Diablo 4 quarterly update. I hope you enjoyed October's deep dive into sound design. That was actually pretty sick. Since our last blog, we've been hard at work adding new content and systems in the game. Made big strides with every build of the game, containing a host of expanded content, new art balance changes, and other iterations. In fact, the team is currently playtesting internal release of the game that represents a significant milestone. We have much to share today as a result, so let's dive in. That's good news, because the last update, there was like some shenanigans going down, man, and I was like, oof, it's gonna take some work. Alright, first, lead system designer Joe will discuss updates to key elements of itemization. These include return of plus skills on items. Let's go. Plus skills on items. A new way to interact with legendary powers, and some early work on targeted drops. After that, grab a warm beverage and comfortable chair as we walk through Diablo 4's completely new endgame character growth system, the Paragon board. Honestly, I don't mind Paragon as long as it's good. I'm excited about this too. Next, lead visual effects. Daniel Briggs will describe the philosophy that allows our talented visual effects team to create huge explosions, eye-popping skill effects while keeping the game clear and readable, even when there are many players and monsters on the screen at the same time. He'll also go into detail on how Diablo 4's new game engine has allowed us to make frame-by-frame combat more precise and nuanced. That's good. While leveling up our effects to take advantage of new lighting system. Finally, feast your eyes on a plethora of skills across all 4 announced classes that show off skill-driven death system. Interesting. All right, let's get in there, man. We hope you enjoy this update, Poggers. Thank you, Joe. All right, itemization. This is it. Greetings. We are thrilled to once again dole out a whole heap of info. And today we're going to share some details, 2 major features, itemization updates, and our plans for Paragon. Alright, so we have skill, plus skill rank affixes. In Diablo 4, the plus skill affixes return. I'm very happy to hear about that. As players invest points in skills, they grow in potency, and finding items with a plus skill rank can speed that along. As a bonus, when the players equip an item with plus skills for a skill they haven't learned, they will have access to that new ability. Very similar to Diablo 2 in this. It's a great way to try out new skills before you're able to invest in them. Getting a lucky drop that nets you a skill you'd like for your build 10 levels before you would otherwise have access to it is a huge boost. Yes. So let's take a look at this bad boy. Magic item. Item includes skill rank affix. Slowing large acts of flaying. So you got damage per second calculations. You got critical strike damage. Plus 4 ranks to flay. So they're calling it skill ranks. Cell durability, attacks per second. Interesting. So you get plus 4 to flay, dude. That's pretty big damage. Yeah, 2600 damage. Does it say what level or anything? Requires level 44. So we might actually get some big numbers. Again, we'll see. Hopefully power creep is You know, those are just my first thoughts. It's just like careful of power creep with that stuff. But, you know, is what it is. Legendary and unique items. As Joe Shelley discussed back in December update 2020, legendary and unique items remain a core part of Diablo item. That was already a year ago? Jesus, dude. Chase experience. We've made foundational change to legendary items in Diablo 4 by allowing legendary powers to appear on multiple item slots. If you're searching for a legendary power like martial arts, which enhances the barbarian's kick ability, what the heck? Martial arts of barbarian ability, okay, non-assassin. You may find it on rings, chest plates, and helmets. I mean, I guess it's fine. Anybody can do martial arts. If I want to learn martial arts, I could be a martial arts BT. It could be a martial arts Neanderthal, dude. It's fine. I'm not judging. Now, the real question is, what happens? I just have a hard time seeing a barbarian have that much discipline. They just kind of like scream at stuff until it dies and then bash things until they're turned into paste. But that's just me. Anyways, back to the subject. The real question is, what happens when you find a power on an axe when you really wanted to on a ring? Or when you found a great legendary amulet but you can't use the power? Well, that is where we're going to introduce our new friend, the Occultist. Oh my god, Bane Occultist. Let's go. Bane Occultist. PoE. The Occultist can extract a legendary power from a legendary item, crystallizing it into essence while destroying the item in the process. The essence can be implanted into another legendary item, overriding the power that was present in the item at that time. Essence material can also be stored and used at a later time. Unique items cannot be modified in this way, keeping their fantasies intact, and their name implies unique, as their name implies unique. So first, before I move on to this, let me just make a comment here. I respect this idea and I think it's cool, but at the same time, I also don't mind like trying to get the same item over and over again until you get the correct item. Like the hunt is the fun part in the game, not necessarily, unless you have like a really good end game or it really challenges you or something. Like, I don't mind the hunt. So being able to just like get it anywhere and then be like, I'm gonna store this legendary power and then slap it on another item, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that over the idea of just like grinding something, but that's just my opinion. And like, I know I game all the time and like I don't mind that stuff, because for example in Destiny you had like different items that you wanted to get, like different shotguns or whatever, and like those had like legendary powers. I forget what they were actually called, but they're different things and you wanted to get the right combination on that shotgun. Yeah, it's a lot of grinding, yeah, it's RNG, but the hunt is fun. So I'm not opposed to it, but it's just like, that's just one thing I'd say. Axe. Item can be destroyed to gain essence. Pent up axe. Legendary axe. So we have damage per second, attack speed, critical, strike damage. Overpowered damage. Hit effect. Strength. Ooh. Strength. Strength. Then we have damage to slowed enemies. Fury skills deal 4% more damage to for every second you haven't used a fury skill, to 45%. Okay, and then you can be combined with legendary items. Pent up glowing essence. So now you have this. Allowed item types: one-handed, two-handed, gloves, amulet, and ring. Power increased. Yeah, balanced for each slot. Interesting. That's cool. BT can't read. That's true. I can't read. Rare amulets. Item before adding essence. Oh, you can add item. You can add essence to rare items. Interesting. So we have this. And it says imbued. Whirlwind. Amulet of pulling whirlwind. Huh. Pulls enemies towards you. Interesting. Whirlwind confirmed. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yes, but I don't know. That's interesting. You make it literally a legendary, so it's crafting. More crafting, it's not a bad thing. Hunting for items. Sanctuary is a vast world filled with forlorn trails through werewolf-infested forests, weathered heaths, crawling cannibals, and fog-choked graveyards crawling with the restless dead. There are plenty of enemies and monsters for the hero to encounter, enjoying certain types of items, and will be somewhat likely to drop those items than others. Okay, so like, while bandits are fond of maces, crossbows, and boots, if you're hunting for a new pair of pants, you do well kill some drowned instead. Makes sense. So it's like thematic drops. You want to farm a certain area for something specific. That's cool. I like that idea a lot, honestly, because I like div cards and like PoE, but I feel like something more generalized than this could be cool too. In past discussions, we've received feedback that it seems deflating for so much of a character's power to be delivered through the gear that they have equipped. Customizing and planning a character feels less rewarding if it doesn't play a big role in how the character performs in combat. We hear you loud and clear, and in Diablo 4, I have placed a stronger emphasis on character power that is earned by all the little decisions you make while leveling up. While we aren't talking about everything we have planned for the character power today, I'm happy to talk about one feature in particular, the paragon board. Alright, this is like really... This looks intense, bro. Before reading this, holy smokes. In Diablo 4, we have placed heavy emphasis on build customization, ensuring you can have plenty of control over how your characters grow. A paragon board unlocks for each class at level 50 and is a main focus. Your hero begins their journey through the paragon system at the central starting tile. So, I guess the red. The class's info. Oh, okay. Maybe. And then the board. And from there, you make selections radiating outward. Once your hero reaches a gate tile, you choose which new paragon board you'd like to attach at the location. The desired outcome is personalized set of bonuses that will empower your hero and honor your dedication to their progress. That will remain fun to tweak and adjust over many playthroughs. So it's just a concept. There's not really like a whole lot. There's a whole lot to take in with this image below, so we'll walk through some aspects of what we're looking at here. The paragon board is comprised of many fixed tiles. As the barbarian earns experience, they will earn paragon points, which are used to unlock a connected tile. There are a few varieties of the tiles that I want to walk through. There are a few. Normal tiles. These tiles are straightforward, providing a small but meaningful stat boost. Normal tiles are connected that can be found throughout the board and are quite common. So I'm guessing like the gray ones. Magic tiles. Magic tiles are found in clusters throughout the board and provide a potent, more diverse set of benefits, as you might expect. They're less common, but are still plentiful. Rare, even better. Upon entering the paragon board for the first time, these represent great goals for players to chase, particularly once you've narrowed builds down towards highly specific goals. Rare tiles also have additional powers that unlock once the hero raised an attribute, to a sufficient level, requiring some choices to be made when plotting your path through the board. Rare tiles. Significant other boosts. Okay. Legendary tile. After the first paragon board, each new board has a single legendary tile that can be found at its center. Legendary tiles impart a new legendary power to character that earns it. So we have rare tiles, probably magic tiles, maybe legendary. We'll see. Oops. +5 to strength is common. Yay. Fire resist on magic. Grants +10 fury per kill. Requires 175 strength, 125 willpower, increase maximum fury. When your fury is above 50%, you deal 30% more damage. So, yeah, interesting. 5 main stat? Hey, dude. It's something, right? Glyphs and sockets. The socket is a special tile that can contain a glyph. Glyphs are items found throughout Sanctuary that, when embedded into a paragon board, confer various benefits based on the number of active tiles within the radius. What is this? Is literally PoE jewels. Maybe this is a glyph, maybe, I guess. Glyphs can also be leveled up by delving into some particularly dangerous dungeons. Leveling up a glyph extends the radius of their effect, allowing each one to draw power from or impart power to even more active tiles. So magic, empower. I can't really see this so well. Now we can. Level 3 grants 30% bonus to all nodes within range. Rare, medium. For every 10 decks purchased within range, you deal more damage. And then for every 10 willpower purchased within range, you deal 31.5% more damage. Overpower damage grants strength for each willpower. Okay. Alright. Getting a concept. Gate tiles and board selection. A single gate tile lies on each edge of the paragon board. As you progress through the paragon board, you'll eventually reach a gate tile, which upon unlocking will allow you to select a new paragon board to attach to your existing board. Each of these boards has a unique tile layout, new magic and rare tiles, and a new legendary tile at the center. The paragon board is extended from these gate tiles. This is a gate tile? Paragon's going to be insane. Upon selecting from the paragon board list, you will be able to place the board down, connecting it to the newly unlocked gate tile. You may also optionally rotate the newly placed board. So we're playing board games now. This is very interesting. I gotta look back up at this. So, does this mean that, like, these are gate tiles, right? That's what they are? Does that mean we'll have just, like, a piece here and, like, a piece up here and a piece over here? And big puzzles, man. That's wild, man. We're hard at work on these and other features that we'll be able to share more about in future updates. Though for now, that's all from the systems team. Thanks for reading, and please share any feedback you have on social media, Reddit, and all that stuff. See you in hell. Visual effects. So thank you, Joe. I believe that was Joe, right? And then we're going to go Daniel for visual effects in Diablo 4. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daniel. Okay. So this is basically on bring life and combat to players to have a nice visual experience. Visual effects philosophy. Every effect plays a role in the final composition of our game. It is important to understand the context of the effect and how it best serves your experience. One of the core values of Blizzard is gameplay first, and this drives a lot of artistic decisions we make while developing visual effects for the game. Moment-to-moment gameplay is a focal point within the composition of Diablo 4. It should draw your attention. To be able to tell like different effects in like different conditions. In the chaos of combat, you'll need to be smart. Seeing a legendary item drop is exciting, but picking it up is not as important as reaching to the monster attack, or reaching to a monster's attack, or reacting. I can't freaking read. That can one-shot hardcore players. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to just be like, "Whoa, hardcore!" Like I'm playing hardcore, and then you see a legendary. It's like, "Whoa, legendary!" And then you just get one tapped. Yeah, that happens. I get that. Our goal, I mean, I do that still in Diablo 2, so I get it. Our goal is to balance the primary, secondary, and tertiary reads to help you understand what is happening. To do this, we reserve visually loud effects for powerful skills like ultimate abilities, while weaker skills meld into the background. Each class has abilities that range from low to high in cost, cooldowns, and power. Cooldowns, man, confirmed. In tandem, classes have a range of visual intensity that increases with skill power. Combat improvements. To enhance the feel of combat, we have made several improvements to the way the damage is applied in our game. In previous iterations of Diablo, an AoE or melee skill would be a single area of damage that applies on a single frame. Thanks to our gameplay engineers, we can now animate target areas, we call payloads, over multiple frames, which will allow us to line up the animated target areas with the animated visual effects that play out. Interesting. Sounds complicated. For example, Whirlwind in Diablo 3 is a cylinder shape surrounding your barbarian, which applies damage every couple of frames at a rate based on your attack speed. Diablo 4 Whirlwind is an animated pie shape that animates with your character. AoEs expand outward with time. Ah, interesting. And melee swings match the motion of your weapon. Wow, that's like super freaking detailed. Animated targets or animated target areas improve accuracy to the way we apply damage in Diablo 4. It's gonna make it feel so real, dude. It's gonna make it more impactful. Monster ragdolls more. That's gonna make it feel so good, dude. Like you're gonna feel like you're actually hitting the monsters rather than just like triggering an effect. It does something and then result happens. Like that's gonna make it feel real. I like that. Additionally, we have revamped the way we apply hit effects to monsters so impacts flow with the direction of spell or melee attack. We use data defined in the animation and animated targets area to find the most accurate place to hit a monster and where to apply directional physics. Dude, this is impressive, I will say. In a few words, if you hit a goat man in the knee, the blood spray would come from his knee. The physics force applied to the goat man's knee would send it flying as if you kicked the legs out from under him. That's actually sick. All right, and then they send us a little clip here. Let's watch. Yo. That's sick. Wow. Dude, this game looks beautiful too. Holy frick. Wow. No mana needed. Get out of here with that. That's very cool. That is very cool. Coming back. All right. That, honestly, man, that's gonna give... It's just gonna feel more real. Like, I don't know. That's just super sick. Visual effects. Casting, receiving, light. In Diablo 4, we used a PBR, physically based rendering lighting model, which means our materials look and react to light in a realistic way. Oh my god, mouse. What are you doing? I need a new scroll wheel. This approach brings huge rendering improvements, but this can be counterintuitive to what a player might expect for class and monster abilities. As an example, think about what a campfire looks like in full daylight. Pretty lackluster. Next, imagine what a dust cloud or smoke plume would look like in the dead of night. It'd be nearly impossible to see. To account for this, we built an engine and shader library that lets us break PBR rule sets in artistic ways. This ensures important gameplay moments shine though as clearly as possible while keeping immersive elements to realistic lighting. Previous iterations of Diablo use primarily unlit particles, meaning they're not affected by environment lighting. These particles give you amazing control over what the art will look like. What you paint is what you get. The downside to unlit particles is that art may look too bright in a dark dungeon, or visual effects color schemes may not feel cohesive with every environment. In Diablo 4, we'll use lit visual effects that meld into the environment and make it more immersive. Using Whirlwind as an example, seeing the video above, the bright daylight, visual effects of the sun. Yeah, that was something I noticed as well. In a dungeon, it'll reflect more subtle light sources like torches, the dust kicked up by the skill, also lit by the environment. Yeah, dude, it looks beautiful. If we rely solely on environment lighting and follow true PBR rules, then gameplay readability is muddied, particularly in dark environments where a weapon swing would naturally be hard to see. To counteract this, many visual effects have emissivity. I can't say that word. To cast light onto the environment. Several ultimates in our game will even allow you to change the weather and lighting of the environment for a limited duration. We strive for a healthy balance of gameplay, clarity, and thematic immersion. All right, let's take a look. Dude, that reminds me of Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Looks pretty sick, dude. Big fan of that. All right. Dynamic player skills. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the art looks like if the gameplay isn't fun. One of the goals for creating player skills is to ensure that the system design team has a variety of modifiers that can create meaningful skill trees, classic mechanics, legendary items, and paragon boards. Choices should affect more than your character's stats. Once we have a class skill, we are happy with the visual effects team added ability for the developers to dynamically change the size, intensity, and duration of a skill. The visual intensity of a skill will increase as you stack upgrades and items that increase the power of the ability. Wow, it will actually change the intensity of the skill visually when it gets better. That's cool. That's like a first. In addition to these skill modifiers, we create variants of abilities that change the functionality of a skill damage type that it deals. These skill variants can be changed by the scale, intensity, and duration modifiers as well. This allows variants of skill to be affected by a wider range of legendary modifier groupings. Your skill tree and paragon decisions along with the items will make your character play differently from other characters of the same class. That's cool. So it's very unique depending on what your choices and everything are. Each of these ranges is handcrafted by an artist to ensure that the art holds up at all supported sizes and intensities. We don't uniformly scale every piece of an effect when changing size and intensity. We modify things like spawn rate, velocity, emissivity, I don't know what that is, and color ranges to make certain the art still fits in the world of Diablo. Let's take a look. Low intensity. Yo. Dude, look at that Frost Nova. Dang, bro. Bright. Show me more skills. Low intensity death blow. I mean, that looked pretty intense. Alright, fine. That's intense. That is so sick. What? They brought back Inferno. I thought we were better than that. That looks cool, though. That looks really cool. That's sick. Look, it's Dobrunsky. Want your character to look incredible as well? Our items are built in a way that allows us to easily apply weapon buffs to any weapon in the game. Not only while your legendary items do awesome things, but they will also make your character look amazing. And here is an example while we apply the same fire and poison buff to several weapons in our game. All right, let's see. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Skill-driven deaths. Sanctuary is a dark, gothic world filled with horrific monsters that do horrendous things. Facts. To survive in the bleak landscape, you must be merciless towards your enemies. We are bringing back a popular feature from Diablo 3, skill-driven deaths. This system allows you to decapitate, bisect, freeze, shatter, eviscerate, and burn your enemies, to give a few examples. Let's go, dude. Kill those guys. With our new PBR pipeline, we can make blood, viscera, and gore even more realistic. Great, dude. It's going to be a dark game by having it react properly to the lighting of an environment. Every monster is built with a skeletal and muscular structure used for killing them in brutal ways. If your character is in the thick of combat, they will be covered in the blood spatter of nearby monsters. What? Over time, your character's armor will transition back to being spotless. Bro, it's gonna get chunky out here, boys. Imagine like corpse explosion in D2. Like, getting on you. They actually have different layers, dang. Oh my god, dude. Bro, we're gonna be chunky. Honestly, that's super cool. That is super cool, man. I like that a lot. That's really gonna bring some more immersion. This game is gonna be so immersive, dude. The sorceress studies the art of elemental magic. They slow enemies with cold before freezing them and solid and shattering them to pieces. They strike their enemies with stunning bursts of lightning, causing bodies to pop and sizzle. Nasty, bro. Enemies collapse to the floor and tear to the bone as the sorceress engulfs foes in fire. Now we got these. Example of death types the sorceress can trigger. What is this? It's just showing the globes, I guess. Mana and life. So examples of death types the sorceress can trigger. Freeze and shatter. Break frozen monsters into pieces. Char. Single the corpse of a monster with lightning. Or singe the corpse of burn. Scorch the monster's flesh, leaving the remains of charred skeleton. That's nasty, bro. That's nasty. The barbarian takes pride in their physical capabilities. Their arsenal of weaponry makes them deadly in combat. With the power of their ancient bloodline, barbarians crush foes into piles of gore or send them flying across the battlefield. Their brute strength is equally matched by their speed and ferocity unleashed on the battlefield. Then we got life again. I think this is pretty much the same thing. And then I'm guessing this is fury with the barbarian. Honestly, this reminds me of like Lindt chocolate. Like the wraps, I don't know. It's good. Some example death types for barbarian. Crush. Flatten a monster under the weight of a heavy object. Whew. Decapitate. Remove a monster's head from its body. Cut it in half. Sweet. Break lower limbs. The monster's lower body is shattered, splitting several of their joints. This game is going to be so dark, man. If I have kids, man, I'm going to have to make sure they don't see this game yet. Like, yeah. Dad's going to go and play a violent game now. Yeah, the caramel one. Yeah, chat, exactly. The rogue is dexterous. Their attacks are methodical. Monsters are often oblivious to their presence until it is far too late. A precise stab from one of the daggers or well-placed arrows enough to bring most of the monsters to the floor. Rogue finds the most opportune time to take on a fight, and they imbue weapons to gain advantage. Honestly, I kind of just want to play the barbarian just so I can have these. This is so cool, dude. The rogue finds the most okay, I already read that. Shadow magic can make a superb distraction, but their shadow clones are deadly as their blades. You got some type of like purple. Oh, I guess it's just rotating out. Some examples of death types that rogues can trigger. Eviscerate. Spill the insides of a monster. Chunky, bro. Shadow. Shadow energy deteriorates the life from a monster's flesh. Freeze and shatter. Break frozen monsters into pieces. Poison. The monster's skin melts off, leaving a heap of muscle and bone. Flay. Flay the skin from an enemy, leaving the muscle structure intact. Bro, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be gnarly, bro. The druid is one with nature magic. Conjure storms and call down lightning on their enemies. They control the battlefield with gusts of wind as their animal companion tear the flesh from monster. Druid manipulates the earth with nature magic, molding it to their will and bludgeoning enemies from afar. As their enemies approach, they see the innate power of the druid, shape-shifting fluidly between an agile werewolf and a hulking werebear. Some examples. Roadkill. The monster is crushed by a moving object, leaving a smear of blood on the ground. There you go. Devoured. The monster's flesh is eaten away by a swarm of ferocious bites. Lightning Gib. Lightning causes the monster's body to pop, explode into pieces. It's like Bale in the Act 5 scene, Diablo 2. Maul. The monster's skin is completely mangled, covering them in blood. This game, man, is actually going to be so dark. I really like it. Dude, their skin just like burns off. Dude, the deaths are so much more satisfying, I feel, too. Poor Goatmans? Yeah. Rip Goatmans. Then you have the blood on the character, too. Like, dang. Whoa, dude! He just chopped his freaking legs off. Dang. They said there was an attack that spills the insides. That honestly reminds me of, like the overseers in Act 5. When you like kill those, like the guys like Shank. Wow, that's terrible. Eat all the flesh. Auto gold pickup, yeah, dude. Pog. Dude, look at that flawless transition. Yeah, dude, this looks... Oh! Wrecked! This looks amazing, bro. Honestly, man, that looks amazing. That is everything we have to share with you today. It has been a dream to work on this franchise, and I've really enjoyed the opportunity to share some of the development process with the community. Thank you for reading our last quarterly update blog for 2021. Hope you found it exciting, listening feedback. We strive to make Diablo 4 dark, gothic, and we all want to play it. Yep, I agree with this. So, GG, man. That was quite an extensive post this time. And we talked about some really big stuff. Itemization and visual effects. The visual effects look freaking amazing, dude. And then the itemization, like, has some cool aspects. So we'll see how this all plays out and stuff. But this is intense too. The nerds get to actually play. And it looks like this is going to be some good nerdy stuff. So definitely looking forward to this. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. This was definitely on the longer side of things. But really cool update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I will catch you guys later. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe as well. You guys are beasts.